Hello and welcome to Story Time. Today's going to be a special story time because we are going to start doing some of our brain gym moves. And we started learning about these way back at the beginning of March, but it's been a few weeks, so let's try to start over and just learn together how to do the moves that help our brains and our bodies work together very well. So we're going to start with something called finding your pace. And the first thing we need to do is take a drink of water. And water is important because that helps give your body energy. After we've had our drink of water, I'm just going to back up, say hi to Domino, that's our kitty. I'm going to take my hands, and one hand goes on my belly, right on my belly button. The other one I make like a C, kind of like it's a Lego hand. And I put it on either side of my collar, or of my sternum and my collarbone. And those are some big words, but I bet your parents can help you find that right spot. And then you just do 3 nice, slow breaths. Once you've done that, you switch hands. So that one goes down and this one goes up. And while you're doing your 3 breaths, if you'd like to look from side to side with your eyes, you can do that too. But if that's too tricky, then just focus on those 3 slow breaths. All right, so we've had our water. We've listened to our breath, and now it's time to do our cross crawl. And I'm going to show you 3 different ways to cross crawl. You can stand and cross crawl, you can sit and cross crawl, or you could crawl. So here's the standing one. See if I can get far enough back. You just touch opposites here, just like that. Opposite knee and opposite hand. If that's too hard to balance on, you can go ahead and sit down and touch opposites while you're sitting. Or, if you'd like to, you could just crawl around the room. And those are ways to do the cross crawl. And the final thing, after we've had water and listened to our breathing and did our cross crawl, the 4th move and the final move, I like to call it our pretzels. You might remember me talking about the pretzel move. And this is another one that you can stand up for. But I'm going to show you the sit-down way. So it starts with crossing your ankles over together. So one ankle on top. And then your hands are going to start down with your thumbs down. Then you cross those over and flip them up until you're sitting like a pretzel. And I'll come closer so you can see my arms again. So your thumbs down. Cross over, fold them together, and flip them up. And then you sit like that with your ankles crossed too, and then you do 3 slow breaths again. And if that feels good, then you uncross your ankles so your legs are straight, uncross your hands, and then just make your fingertips touch. And now take your biggest and your slowest breath. And that's one way that we can help our bodies be relaxed, but also have our brains be ready to learn. We're also, instead of starting with our story today, we're going to start with our letter of the week. And I'm excited to see what we do with the letter of the week this week. This is a hard one to think of words for because there aren't that many words that start with this letter. But it's a fun one to play with. What's our letter? It's the letter X. So you tuck your thumb under these fingers and then hook your pointer finger. That, the letter X. I know X-ray starts with an X, or xylophone starts with an X. X-ray fish. But thinking of an X, one line this way, one line this way, how do you think you could make that with your body, with your whole body? I know we usually lay down on the floor and make those together. This is one way to do it. Get one of your family members and you both lay bottom to bottom and just bend. I bet there's a way you could think about making an X with your body all by yourself. Can you think of a way to do that, to make that shape with just yourself? What if you're standing back, can you just make an X like that? And the reason that I love X's is because it reminds me of maps, specifically treasure maps. So as we work our way through this week, we're going to talk about X marks the spot and thinking about treasure maps and things like that. I found this book, Rainforest Adventure, and this one made me think of what we're talking about this week, because this little one here, this mouse, he's holding a map. They're going to use a map to help them explore the rainforest. So let's explore with them and join their adventure. This is Rainforest Adventure by Tawny, Mitten, and Aunt Parker. Rainforest Adventure. There they are, getting their gear all ready. They've got a book, some supplies in there, binoculars. Looks like a fun adventure. In South American forests, the trees grow thick and tall. So many creatures live there, it's hard to count them all. Look at how many different creatures are there. It's a lot to keep track of, isn't it? The tapir is a mammal. It's hoofed and rather stout. It sniffs for tasty plant life with its clever, stretchy snout. Those are their snouts. And you see the young tapirs have different markings than the grown-up tapir. The giant armadillo has skin like armored scales. Whatever wants to munch it just hurts its teeth and fails. So that's how God made the armadillo protect itself. Its scales are too hard for teeth. You can't bite into them. A jaguar's a great big cat that climbs and stalks and swims. It prowls around for jungle prey on stealthy, silent limbs. So God made jaguars to be very good hunters. The snake's an anaconda. Be careful of it, please. Don't let it try to cuddle you. It just might start to squeeze. So an anaconda is a snake that catches its food and wraps it up and squeezes it. It's a constrictor kind of snake. Beware the poisonous tree frog. Although it's cute to see, its color is a warning that tells us, let me be. So a lot of the brightly colored creatures in the rainforest are ones that are like stop signs. I'm brightly colored, stop, don't touch me. That's how God keeps them safe and keeps us safe too. These big-billed birds are toucans. They like to live in twos. For eating fruit and insects, those bills are good to use. A sloth moves very slowly. How shy it seems to be. It likes to live alone and hardly ever leaves the tree. Here are howler monkeys. They hang around up high. From far across the forest, you'll hear them as they cry. See, that one's got its mouth open really big. They're very loud monkeys. Our rainforest romp is over. Didn't we see a lot? Toucans, frogs, and prowling cats. But what else did you spot? There's some of the other creatures' names from the other pictures. Did you spot the agouti? The golden cock of the rock? The emerald boa? The silky anteater? The spider monkey? The golden lion tamarin? The Yukari monkey? The capybara? Or the Hotzin? And maybe those names I'm not saying quite the right way, but that's the best I can do. Thanks for joining me for story time today. I know it was a little bit longer than usual. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Have a great night.